Hello, this is Scry Minds bringing you another Warcraft 3 audio commentary. As you can see from this replay starting up, it's going to be on Secret Valley, a 1v1 game, human versus undead. In this replay, I'm going to be the human player. My opponent is going to be the undead player. So, the strategies aren't going to be, both of our strategies aren't exactly going to be the standard strategies for these races, though they're going to sort of go along with some of the general ideas. So he is going to be doing some fast tech, Death Knight Lich action, and I'm going to actually be opening up with a late hero, just something I tinker around with sometimes. I don't know, you don't really lose a whole lot, honestly, delaying the hero, just a little bit. I don't delay it too much. But I do wait just a little bit to start that altar. And now, one of the reasons I was going to do that is because I was sort of thinking about either going for a Tavern Hero or maybe a Mountain King. And if he goes for a Death Knight Harass, my hero can be late, and you know, then when he comes in, I'll have you know, if I build the barracks first and get the unit production going, I should have a good amount of footmen. Potentially 3 or 4 to get a be able to get a bolts around pretty easily. You know, it depends. You really can probably get away with doing it with just 3 footmen and a Mountain King, but you know, I usually I'm a little bit you know, I'm not always the sharpest with the micro on the unit surrounds, so I like to have a good amount. So having, you know, 4 footmen to get that hero surround can really set the undead back if you pull it off.
Job's done.
Either killing his hero or making him TP if he chooses to do that. So you're going to see he's going for the ghouls. He's going to get the shop so he can have a rod of necromancy. He did Acolyte Scout, which is usually a good sign, unless it's a fake scout, which, you know, is not something certain hackers, you know, they don't. A lot of hackers will just hack and they won't even try to, like, you know, be in the closet about it as far as like sending a scout or something like that. But you know, it's always good to if you see a scout, to hope that your opponent isn't a hacker. But anyway, as you can see, I've started the Mountain King. He's you know, about 70% of the way done. I've got 3 footmen here, and I intercept his Death Knight. I get a couple of shots in on him. Honestly, he's just gonna pretty much regenerate those hit points. And I'm throwing up the Arcane Tower. I'm sort of walled my base off, not all the way like you maybe would do against Orc. I left an opening in case he wants to get really risky. But he's going to start throwing death coils. Really kind of a waste to go for that peasant, because I can just, you know, cycle him into the to the gold mine. And it looks like I'm being a real noob here because I've got extra peasants on the mine now for just a bit. I finally pulled one off there. So luckily didn't have that one going the whole time. So I go for this round, and as you can see, I have 4 footmen. I still miss it because I was being really sloppy. I thought I would get it, and I didn't maneuver the footman, the 1 footman on the other side. So sort of annoying. So I'm down 1 Stormbolt, and he's taking sort of minimal damage. He's probably going to regenerate back up, you know, to pretty much full health here if he doesn't really come in on me. He's probably going to pick up, I would think he would pick up either, yeah, Boots of Speed or something, Circlet, or Staff of Teleportation probably would have been useful, because if he does get caught in a surround, that could, you know, before the cooldown runs out, he could use the staff and get away. But at any rate, I'm going to creep this. I want to get level 3 as fast as I can, which is really the goal here. And my strategy is pretty much going to, it's going to be determined by what he goes for the most part, but I sort of expect him to go for tier 3 air. So again, I'm going to get a decent amount of foot, maybe 5 or so, and then pretty much hold back and just tech up. I've got plenty of resources. I should be teching a little slow there, but I think I was considering fast expanding, but I'd pretty much decide against it. I don't know why I didn't send the peasants to get gold. That's a 40 gold that I missed out on for no reason, so kind of dumb. But anyway, he did pick up a Staff of Teleportation, now that I see, and his tech is nearly complete, so he is a good bit ahead of me in terms of tech. I had a heal scroll there, so you know, pretty much my units are going to be healed up pretty well. He's going to get one kill here. He did take one shot from that tower, so that's sort of useful. I need to be careful with this peasant. I mean, footman. Oh, I'm going to run right into his death knight here. That is just unfortunate. The poison and running right there. He's going to get a free footman kill, so he is good, almost halfway, maybe, you know, 40% of the way to level 2. I am pretty close to level 3, you know, another big camp and I'll have level 3, so really looking to do that. He's brought his ghouls up here, so he's a little bit late with the ghouls, I guess you could say, and I'm throwing up some guard towers, so
Ready for action.
in addition to the regular towers, because one thing that he potentially could try to pull off, I haven't completely, haven't been scouting him quite the entire time, but, you know, if he does a tier 2 push, or just, you know, is really aggressive with ghoul harass, you know, the one arcane tower really won't do a whole lot if he has a bunch of ghouls. He can really slow my wood production, maybe secure some more kills, and, you know, if he has some fiends, that tower is not in the most safe position. He can pretty much get his fiends in there and do damage in a ghoul or two, and potentially take that tower out, and then I would, you know, without these other towers going up, I'd be pretty much defenseless. But as it is, you know, I'm pretty far ahead on creeping, and I've got 2 gold mines I could potentially expand at, so not that I really plan on doing that right now, but, you know, it's always good to know as a human player, you know, if you feel like you have a chance to expand, or, you know, you want to expand and sort of push him to keep him off of it, you know, it's always an option. He's got to keep tabs on. He's sort of scouted around my expansion to make sure I didn't get a fast expansion, because a little bit of, if the expansion is delayed, you know, to about right now, you know, he's already tier 3, pretty much. He's about to be tier 3, so if he can get his tier 3 out before I really take advantage of any kind of expansion timing, then he's just going to be able to knock that down quickly with destroyers, frost worms, orb of corruption that he didn't actually pick up yet. But so in the meantime, I'm just creeping. I really can't. I don't want to run into his base just yet, because, you know, I could kill a couple acolytes, but I'm end up gonna have to TP probably, and then, you know, in the meantime, I'll probably lose a footman or 2. I really want to roam outside of his base. I do want to pressure him a bit, but not go for the acolytes. And I get lucky here with his creep jack. I just happen to stumble upon him. He wasn't quite damaged that much from the camp, and he didn't get any ensnare on his fiend or anything to help me out, but I'm going to be able to pick off this Ogre Magi. I believe I killed it, hopefully, but at any rate, I'm going to go for the fiend kill. Not a whole lot he can do about it. He didn't have mana to do anything. I could have got a hero surround, but again, sort of sloppy play. I definitely am going to get it this time, but unfortunately now he has a potion of vulnerability, so it really didn't matter that I got this round. So I did get a decent amount of damage. So I pick up a Naga. I notice he's got almost no units with him right now, so a Naga hitting him with Cold Arrow is going to probably be able to secure this kill. I don't have boots on the Naga, so I really do need to get him pushed, surrounded against these trees, and I do manage to do it. He was sort of slow reacting. He does have a TP though, so he probably wanted to get some of these footman kills and just go ahead and burn the TP, because he probably won't need it later, potentially, but he didn't. He missed that last footman kill by like 1 hit, so that was sort of good news for me. So now, I've seen him have 1 fiend and 1 statue, and so I pretty much know he's devoting a lot of his resources into tech. Now, which unit in tier 3 is going for is still sort of a mystery to me, but I mostly assume, since I've seen a statue, that it's going to be statues, though I do have the aviary, just in case it's frostworm, and also because Dragonhawks are also pretty decent against the destroyers. You can't cast aerial shackles on them clearly, but they do piercing, they range, and they do okay against the destroyer, so as well. So really just wanted to have the variety in case he had some frost worms. Also, the Griffin Aviary gives me a little bit more versatility in terms of what I can produce. You know, I can switch it up and throw some Griffins in there in case he's getting abominations, or bringing his ghouls, or just, you know, to up the DPS on his heroes in case I want to go for the hero kill, which, you know, I have a Mountain King and a Naga. That's pretty much what they excel at. So the Naga is kind of a liability. That was sort of take advantage of a temporary situation with his Death Knight in the center. And, you know, not exactly the best hero to go for against Undead in most circumstances, because now his heroes aren't very leveled up right now, but he does have a level 3 on the Death Knight, so he could put some pressure on that Naga if I don't have. So I went ahead and picked up boots of speed and a pair up to vitality. Gonna make her a little bit tankier in case he does try to nuke her down. The boots, because her movement speed is not that great. It used to be pretty good, but they nerfed it in one of the patches long ago. I guess they thought she was too strong, so which really is sort of was a little bit much in my opinion. But anyway, she's you know, she can't really chase down heroes. Even with the frost arrow, she has trouble chasing down heroes without boots of speed. But with the boots, she can be pretty useful. So I got another lucky creep jack there. Really fortunate. You know, I pretty much knew the camps that were pretty much available to him. I creeped his gold mine out. I creeped most of this fountain out, except for the dragon. And I saw him in the middle earlier. So, you know, on this side of the map, there's not a whole lot of options for him. And I'm just sort of roaming around here because I can't really press his base with this army. And honestly, I don't want to try to press into his base anytime soon. Before I get a really solid advantage, you know, I'm really going to sell on open ground battles where you can't, you know, grab potions and have towers and blight healing and, you know, reinforcements readily available. Plus these ghouls, he can pull off wood and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and go finish this dragon off and finish this red camp. So in terms of creeping, I am pretty much getting the upper hand here. And in terms of units, I'm pretty well set up to counter his army. He doesn't really have a big army, and you know, destroyers are pretty much the main part of it. And he's getting some frost worms here. So that's really what I'm gonna have to worry about. The ghouls aren't so much a threat to me, even if he does get ghoul frenzy, which I don't think he has yet.
Research complete.
Yeah, the movement speed suggests that he doesn't. So, so yeah, even with Ghoul Frenzy though, they wouldn't really be that much of a threat to me. I mean, I do have some footmen, and you know, maybe could try to focus down a hero, but I've got the Paladin now, so I'm gonna be in Brilliance Aura, so that's a great item for me. So that's gonna be, and again, he was creeping one red camp over here, trying to, so you know, kind of logical. To check the other one because TP is going to be close to his base. Now I really goof up here. I should have easily been able to kill this Death Knight. I missed the Storm Bolt. I mean, not Storm Bolt. I missed the Thunderclap, which would have finished him off. Now I get really clever here with the Naga and pull her sort of a shortcut, but I get the one hit on him. But he just had enough hit points and speed to get away. So, really annoying. I didn't get the full effect of that creep jack, but the game is pretty much, it's going to be pretty hard for him to get any sort of comeback. He's going to need, pretty much a miracle here, because with level 2 on the Paladin, and Brilliance Aura, and these items, stacked up on the Naga, and the Mountain King, again, the Mountain King has, +5 strength, and again, with extra mana, from the Circlet also. It's really going to be pretty much impossible for him to snipe any of these heroes as long as I'm paying attention, because I'm not going to let, you know, I'm not going to, right now, the army I have, and with the Paladin, I'm not really going to get taken, the creep camp's really not going to do that much to me, in terms of, bringing my hit points down. I'm going to lose these footmen, but again, they're kind of negligible at this point because he's got all the tier 3 air. They're not really going to do much of anything now anyway, so I really don't need the footmen. I could sacrifice them, but so he's going to try to nuke this Dragon Hawk. Again, it's going to be easy for me to heal. Now if I can catch him, and now this is going to be really good news for me. I can, with the Frost Arrow, the Thunderclap, the Storm Bolt, easily going to be able to focus down that Death Knight. Especially if you catch him out of position. Now, you know, I can aerial shackle the Frost Worm and just beat these controllers up with all this piercing damage. So, and the Lich, of course, as you know, is not gonna stand too long on the battlefield without a Death Knight. And with this hero combination, you know, it's a pretty solid. You know, if you can level these heroes, it can be pretty solid actually. Especially since I picked up Brilliance Aura, which, you know, is one of the main things that in Tri-Hero that the human player is going to get the Archmage for to make it work. So I was really able to get the advantage of the Archmage without having to pick him, and then I was able to get the extra sort of nuking ability of the Naga on top of that. So I had 3 heroes that were going to be able to put a lot of pressure on his heroes. And again, with those creep jacks, you know, he really gave me a little bit too much map control in the early game. I know he tried to limit it, but with a Mountain King, you know, it's really risky for him to run around with a Death Knight harassing. And again, he didn't, he should have been, instead of bringing the ghouls out to try to harass me or anything, you know, he either needed better timing and push my main with them, or, you know, creep jack me with them, or just use the ghouls to split creep and get level 2 as fast as he could, so, you know, harassing would be a little easier. He wouldn't need to buy the boots of speed if he could get Unholy Aura quicker and stuff like that. So, again, the boots of speed kind of, honestly, didn't really help him. With bolt surrounds, you know, the speed is, you know, clearly if they get a surround, it's not going to help, so, you know, you still have to be careful, and it's a lot of resources, so, and then again, he's going to get Unholy Aura at level 2, so, you know, the speed bonus is, you know, not exactly needed once he gets level 2, so those are some questionable choices on his part, and just, you know, some difference you can try, you know, with human if you expect a Death Knight harass or something. Sometimes it's risky to delay your hero. I didn't delay it all that much, and, you know, potentially I could have just grabbed a Tavern Hero if I felt, you know, it necessary, if he was doing some crazy rush, or, you know, whatever the case, you know, or if you just want to, you know, build your Ultra later but not suffer as much time delay on your hero, you can go for a Tavern Hero. But, you know, against Undead, it's kind of, yeah, they're not that many good heroes for human. Maybe a Panda. A Panda is pretty good against Undead, but against Destroyers, he's not going to do much. So, late game, the Panda is going to be sort of a liability against in battles if they go Destroyers. But all heroes have their trade-offs, I suppose. So, hopefully you found sort of some interesting tips and a different strategy to use. You know, if you expect your opponent to be going for Death Knight harass, you know, the Archmage is not going to be able to get damage on him quite as easily. I mean, you know, with good micro, you can really negate the damage he can do with the harass. But with the Mountain King, you can really give him a threat that if he gets too aggressive with the harass, you know, he's going to suffer a pretty big loss in either his hero or his town portal. So just something to think about. And this is Scrymind signing out.